What's up, family? This is your boy Ivan Hall, the Credit King. What is a debt collector? A debt collector is a person, organization, or business in charge of obtaining unpaid debts, typically on past due accounts. According to the National Consumer Law Center's Fair Debt Collection, debt collectors may be called creditors, first-party, third-party debt collectors, debt purchasers, or collection attorneys. The original creditors who pursue repayment on debts owed to them directly are known as first-party collectors. Banks and credit card issuers are two examples. Let's say you miss one or more billing cycles of a credit card bill. Someone from the collection division of the card issuer might get in touch and ask for payment. After several months of unpaid debt, the original creditor will frequently sell the loan to a third party. Known as a third-party debt collector, the buyer. Only third-party collectors are typically covered by the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, which establishes guidelines for consumer debt collection. Another word for third-party debt collectors is collection agency. These organizations are businesses that focus on collecting an overdue debt. After failing to collect debt payments alone, creditors typically turn to agencies for assistance. The creditor can at least partially recoup their costs by selling uncollected debt to outside entities. A collection agency can wind up selling the debt to another agency for similar reasons. Notifying people of their pending debt collections and making an effort to collect payments are the duties of a debt collector. Collectors may get in touch with you by phone, mail, or electronic forms of communication like text, social media, and email. What debt collectors are legally permitted to do is governed by the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. For instance, they must advise you of your rights, the amount of the obligation, and the process for disputing it. As long as the statute of limitations for the debt hasn't run out, they may also file a lawsuit against you for payment. However, debt collectors are not allowed to make threats against you, bug you, or inflate your debt. If a debt collector reaches you, what should you do? Dealing with debt collectors will be easier if you are aware of the rights that customers have under the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, and local legislation. Do your homework to ensure the debt and the collector are real. If a debt collector calls you, a legitimate debt collector will send you a validation notice that includes details you may use to verify the accuracy of the information. If the person is adamant about withholding this information, they are probably a con artist. If you believe the debt is incorrect, you can ask a debt collector to stop contacting you and contest the claim. If you actually owe the money, you can settle it in one of three ways: by agreeing to a payment schedule, paying it off all at once, or negotiating a settlement. To choose the best course of action for you, weigh the advantages and disadvantages of each option. Inform the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, the Federal Trade Commission, or the Attorney General's office in your state about fraud and unfair collection practices. For more credit tips, credit hacks, and credit repair secrets, subscribe to our YouTube channel or visit us online at thecreditking.com.